conversation.
Yeah.
Welcome to Betty Gudel, or sorry, Betty on the Go. I'm your host, Betty Gudel. We are live streaming at the Downtown Accelerator at 720 Willette. It is raining and crazy outside, but the weather is still holding up and the roads are not slippery as of yet. So today we have with us Jackie Beneteau from Whimsical Events, formerly a Windsor Wedding Assistant. Initially, when she joined the Windsor Business Accelerator, she picked the name Windsor Wedding Assistant because she was doing a lot of weddings. And then she found out that there were so many more events that she decided to change her name to Whimsical Events by Jackie. And it's a perfect name because her whimsical events are so many different events when you think of all the hallmark moments. Right? Like you think people have Valentine's Day parties, and they have engagement parties,
special occasion parties,
and then you have family gathering parties, and I mean it just goes on and on and on.
That's right.
So most people think of an event planner solely as a wedding planner because we think of movies like The Wedding Planner, and you kind of think of that funny.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Someone very eccentric and because they know everything about everything. So what other kinds of events and parties do you do?
Well, recently, the end of December, I was asked to do an engagement party, and at a fellow colleague's home. Actually, someone here in the accelerator gave the party, so it was a wonderful event. 35 people in the home, a catered event, and I basically hired another person from my company that helps me with events, larger events.
Sometimes too.
Yes.
One person can't be everywhere all the same time.
Yes, there were a lot of things on the list that needed to be checked off, but I loved it. It was a beautiful event, and it further made me enthusiastic about doing all kinds of events.
Well, you really have to love this work in order to do it. So how did you fall into being an event planner?
Well, I was teaching, and I was almost at my 27th year, and it just kind of fell into my lap, and it was just a very smooth transition, and many of the skills from teaching have transitioned into what I'm doing, and yes, they come in handy.
Well, I was going to say, as a teacher, you have to be super organized. You have to have a checklist. You have to have agenda. So you have to have everything broken down from hour to minute. So we're going to go for a quick little break. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, knoxstromdigital.com. And thank you for liking us and giving us over at 10,000 views actually already.
Oh, congratulations!
And don't forget to watch our other shows. We have the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. I'm sorry, I have a cold, and I've got a Kleenex, so my head's a little bit stumbly. And we also have Beyond Incredible with Ash and Nicole. And don't forget to watch the WFCU Windsor Express games. Those are terrific family event games, and we live stream them through Knoxstrom Digital. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
You're watching TV stream live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Accelerator, and this is Betty on the Go with Betty Gudel. We'll be right back.
Okay, and when we're back with Jackie Beneteau from Whimsical Events, formerly Windsor Wedding Assistant. Yes. Now, Jackie, what is the smallest event that you book? Because a lot of people think, oh, you've got to have a great big wedding of 100, 200 people, and it has to be something really major.
Actually, I would book something for an intimate dinner for two. Let's say,
nice.
Yes, a special anniversary or Valentine's Day, which is just passed. However, there are many more events. And just if they had catering, I would just be the complement to that and just ensure everything is perfect for their evening and take care of all the fine details. So all they have to do is just enjoy their evening. And then as far as a larger event, I can accommodate as many guests as they have, 350 plus, because I do have other people in my company who are amazing and attention to detail like myself that can help out. So I'm available for any size, small or large.
You know, I just thought I actually had a little bit of a brainstorm. I like the idea of having couples, because how do you create a romantic dinner and you're constantly cooking and getting up, so you can't actually give all of your attention to another person.
Exactly.
Now, I think the trend also is, I know in Toronto, and it's coming to Windsor as well, is when you have business meetings, instead of going out to restaurants, sometimes, especially in the summertime, it's nice to entertain at your house.
Exactly.
But you can't have a business meeting and entertain when you're constantly in the kitchen doing dishes, getting organized. So that is that would be really nice.
Yes, I have hosted a couple of events now, and I think it's going to be catching on even more, as you said, because they can enjoy their dinner, their company.
It's much more intimate than in a restaurant or someplace else.
Exactly.
And that way, for business deals, you kind of got them, right?
Yes.
They like you already.
Exactly.
So with that, do you have a catering company that you work with, or several catering companies?
I do have my go-to preferred vendors, and I'm very comfortable referring people to those vendors. If I don't know the vendors, I won't refer my clients or couples to those vendors until I get to know them. And yes, the clients or couples get the discount, discount from the vendors.
Because you're privy to all of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
That's why it's so nice to have an event planner, because you can get discounts on photographers, and you know the ones that are really, really good.
Exactly.
And on decor, and so that way it saves you time through going through 300 different places, right?
That's right. Exactly. So I'm very comfortable helping people get the right vendors based on who they are and their personalities.
And budget too, right?
And definitely budget is a big definitely stumbling block for some people.
And budgets are really hard to discuss, especially when you're doing something with the decor and people walk in there a little bit intimidated. So you know, if their budget is kind of on the low end, you're not going to send them over to a really high-end store, because they don't have all the prices. And so sometimes for someone else it can be a little intimidating, and then they find out it's not really what they want. So that way they don't have to go there, and they have all the other beautiful stuff that's privy to them.
Exactly.
Yes. And flowers.
Yes. So I always keep their budget in mind when I am saying, you know, check this vendor out, check that vendor out, and they will find somebody that suits their needs. So.
Now, what about destination weddings? Because that seems like so many people are going away, instead of having the great big wedding of 500 people, they can actually have 50 or 100 people, and everybody gets a vacation. Yes. Everybody gets to be together, their families, because as adults, I mean, how many times have you had like 2 days together with your girlfriend that you've known all your life? You just don't have that time in your life, so this way it's just like everyone's relaxed.
Yes. I have not yet done a destination wedding per se, gone to. However, I could do that, and I do speak French fluently.
Oh, that's nice.
And very good working knowledge of Spanish. So I could definitely be that liaison when they go to a resort where another language is spoken. As well, I have done reception when they return from a destination wedding. So
yeah.
I am available to organize parties, plan parties, or the day of coordinating for a reception after a destination wedding.
Very nice.
Yes.
And these are some of your pictures that you have from
Yes.
weddings that you've done. Very nice, beautiful cake.
Yes, the first, the one was Labor Day of last year, and it was at their home, a beautiful garden wedding, and the setting was just perfect. It was
that is
amazing.
nice. The garden weddings are so pretty.
It was beautiful. The weather was amazing, and still quite a few fine details to attend to. So I was hired for the day of coordinating for that wedding.
Okay, so explain what day of coordinating is, because a lot of people don't know what that means.
Right. This has been my niche for the last 2 years since I've had my business. And the day of is attending the rehearsal the night before, the 2 nights before.
Which is so important, because a lot of people don't even know what happens in a rehearsal,
Exactly.
right?
And everybody has different, depending on their culture or tradition, they have different things that they must incorporate or would like to incorporate. And so it's really important for me to know exactly what the details are, who the parents are, and who the sister is, and that sort of thing. And that's one reason why I'm sometimes invited to the dinner. I'm requested to do that for that reason. And then the day of the wedding, I start as early as the couple wants me to, and check the venue to make sure everything is done properly and placed properly. The cake's where it's supposed to be, and if the vendors have any questions, they can come to me. I'm hooked up with my cell phone and a Blue Ant, and
so they can reach you anytime.
Anytime.
It's like, a disaster.
Exactly.
Someone forgot the rings. Yeah.
On the spot problem solving and all those things that, as I said earlier, really carry through from my teaching days. So
it's organized. Another nice thing with having you as a planner, they're both families that come together, and everybody has little different ideas. So that way, if there's one person organizing, you are like the teacher, so everybody kind of comes to you.
Yes.
They listen to you, and then there's no problem, because it's not he said, she said. They can kind of blame it on you, right?
Exactly, and I have no problem doing that. Sometimes I am the bearer of bad news, and just to make it perfect like the couple or the clients would like it to be. So.
And you showed me a checklist of a whole day, and I'm kind of going, okay, the next page, like everything is so detailed from minute to minute.
Yes.
So when you think, it's great to have you there, even with a photographer, because that way you can kind of talk to them, know what kind of pictures and how long, because I think that is the biggest thing with a photographer, and people don't really know where they want to go or how long that they have for pictures, and then the reception is always a lot later, because the bride doesn't come, or the groom, till like an hour later. This way everything's on time, everything flows, and no one's jittery.
That's true. My second last wedding of last year, I was asked to go, actually the last two, I was asked to be with the photographer, and the photographers love it, because it's like having, even if they have an assistant, I'm aware of who's who and who's on what side, and I just kind of coordinate kind of the next picture as they're finishing that one, and it
makes it so much nicer, so the photographer can go in, and that disturbs people a lot when people have to ask who this person is and who this person is. That way, if everybody kind of goes in, it makes the pictures look a lot nicer too, and relaxed, not like everyone's.
And I take care of if the bow tie is crooked, if the dress isn't placed properly, and
the hair sticking up. That's a big one, actually, in pictures.
Yes.
You can Photoshop these like big straight hairs up. That's a lot. Who wants to do that?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and cultures and traditions. That's really big too, because there's so many different cultures and traditions, and two different cultures coming together. How do you deal with that?
I am, first of all, I'm open to working with any tradition, any culture, race, or I just love organizing things, and I love coordinating it, making sure it's perfect. I would say almost every wedding I've done has been completely different as far as culture, traditions. I've worked with Jewish weddings, Chinese, Lebanese, and so on. So I feel comfortable. I love to learn, so when that does come my way and I'm not familiar with their culture, I like to look into it, and I like to talk to the clients or the couples about their traditions and do the appropriate things.
And I think those are so fun.
Yes, they are a lot of fun.
We're going to go through the house that you have in Lakeshore, and I was going to say, a lot of times, like I know with Indian weddings, all the women stay together.
Yes.
And they do the
henna tattoos
and art. So it's a great, perfect place. We're going to discuss in a bit. But you know what I wanted to go through is Thursday, March 8th, you are having a bridal event.
Yes. That was I was privileged to be one of the vendors invited at Elmira Flowers.
Nice.
They were having an in-house bridal open house, and they had a beautiful fashion show. So I was privileged to be one of the vendors that the owner contacted to be a part of it. So I always feel so blessed when that happens, and that's happened a few times where I think they've seen my work or they've met me, and they feel comfortable having me part of their show or having me part of their a social gathering or whatever.
That's right. And this is some of your stuff that you've had at the wedding shows. I think wedding shows are so important because, like you said, then people get to be face-to-face.
Yes.
And they have a comfort zone with you. They can ask you questions, and they kind of go, oh, wow, I like all this pink and all this really stuff. It's so pretty.
Yes, it is important. Yeah. And I take it very seriously because what I present is who I am. Just as when I'm doing events, it's like an advertisement for me for what I do. It's better than me explaining what I do. People seeing me in action either at a wedding show and definitely at the events that I've worked with and for.
That's true because, like I said, a lot of people don't know all of the details that you organize, and there's so many.
Exactly.
Right? So I think it's extremely important to have an event planner. So you can plan a wedding from start to finish. You can do all the invitations.
Yes. I refer my clients to, again, preferred vendors who do invitations.
But I mean, you still organize all of that.
Yes.
And then, so people can opt for that.
Yes.
From beginning to end, or you can do day of, which is actually not day of, it's a couple days before because you've got the rehearsal and there's so much more. And
the emails and phone calls prior to the initial consultation, which is complimentary, a 30-minute consultation and quote at that time. And so yes, I can do start to finish, partial planning where they've done quite a bit of the planning, but they still need a videographer.
Yes.
Yes.
And those are hard too because there's so many.
Exactly.
Right, and they're priced so differently, and the styles are so different.
That's right. Yeah, again, it's matching the clients to the vendors, to the videographer, to the florist, and making sure that they have the same vision.
And the halls.
Yes.
Because just like you, people should probably try and get in contact with you for a wedding about a year before the event, not just like 2 months. You can do it in 2 months.
It can be done. However, the more time we have to work with it, the more perfect it can be.
Then you can get the stuff that you really want and the locations, because as we know, halls go pretty quickly in the summertime.
Yes, venues are they go quickly. The most popular ones go quickly. Yes.
And then the wedding shows are great because then you have fashion shows. Talk about fashion shows. So another big part of weddings are your hair and your makeup for girls.
That's right.
For women and family members. And a lot of people don't know how that works, how much time to allocate, and do you do it before with your wedding gown on? So you can organize that and plan all that too.
I can coordinate that. again, I do have vendors that I've given quite a few referrals to based on who the clients are and what their needs are. And again, I have time frames where if they're all in one space, all in one home or whatever, and have the mobile makeup person come to them and the hairstylist go to them and that sort of thing. And the people that I deal with are very, they're perfectionists like myself, so they ensure that everybody has enough time to get ready prior to the starting time.
And that's perfect too, because I know for a lot of makeup artists and hairstylists, if things aren't planned right away, all of a sudden people will say, oh, well, my mother's here too, and my niece, and my other little niece, and they're just 4 little girls, and my mom, can you just fit them in? And it's like,
That's right.
So that way you can ask all those questions.
Right.
And there are no surprises. That's one of the biggest things of having you to help out with planning, because there are no surprises. Everything goes nice and easy.
We just want happy surprises on that day.
That's right.
And the clients or the couples are never aware of any issues happening because I have helpers on either side or, you know, one contact person to assist me in case there is a little stumbling block, which
there always is.
Yes.
And that's how life goes, right?
That's right.
Life comes at you and you got to go with it.
That's right.
Okay, and you know what I wanted to show is this fabulous house.
Oh, yes.
So you have this executive waterfront luxury home.
I wish it was mine.
Well, but tell us about this home, that what it's great for, and how people can book it. And while you're talking, I'm just going to show some pictures of this great house.
Please do, because it is. I had the pleasure of being invited there by the owner last week.
Nice. And
the pictures don't do it justice. It's just fabulous. And the owner contacted me a few months ago asking if there would be a need for, or if I could find a need for my clients. And so we did meet. We met shortly after he contacted me. And
I know, because look at this big kitchen.
It's fabulous for catering purposes or a weekend or a week there at it's not a cottage, at his home.
Could you even have a wedding in the backyard over there?
Yes.
Because I mean, this is a great kitchen. Look at how much counter space there is. That'd be really nice for a wedding in the backyard. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. So we're thinking, the owner and myself, when we spoke last week, things like pampering bachelorette parties, because there's a beautiful spa-like room with a massage table, a sauna. His plan is to put a hot tub off that. There's a deck almost at every bedroom, so there's a deck. Yes, exactly. It could be a honeymoon. It could be a night before the wedding.
The night before the wedding is so important.
Yes.
And getting dressed before the wedding, because you know what? A lot of people want to get dressed in their parents' little house, and everybody's tripping over everyone. This is just nice, because this house is very well kept. There's no clutter whatsoever.
No.
So you just bring what you need.
Yes.
And everything is there, and you have a nice sense of peace.
Exactly.
And it's beautiful.
It is. It's totally furnished. The kitchen is totally furnished with utensils and bowls and dishes. So all you really have to bring is any food that you would like, and everything else is just there and available for guests. So it sleeps 10 to 16 people.
Nice.
So let's say the wedding party is 7 or 8. There's ample space, and if the mother of the bride or the father were coming over and pictures were being taken, there would be so much room there, and it's a gorgeous setting inside and out.
And I was going to say, and great for pictures.
Yes.
With all the beautiful swans and the little ducks. They're so
yes.
cute.
For $300 is a deal.
So it's $300 per night?
It's $295 a night, a one-time $150 cleaning charge.
Oh, and that's nothing.
But if there are 16 people staying there,
Wow.
Yes. That's and the owner did have a bachelorette gathering last weekend, I should say, and there were 16 women that were going. So
how nice! So you can sit around the fireplace, have a glass of wine.
That's right.
Nice.
The house is kept impeccably, and the owner, the host, is amazing. He goes above and beyond. He's really.
Oh, he's very gracious for letting.
He wants to share the beauty.
And I mean, this is a great price because a hotel room. I'm not going to say any place, but
yes,
one of the places in Windsor that people like to go. Rooms are about $365 to start with.
That's right.
And that's just for one little room. It'd be nice to have everybody all together.
Yes.
And then the night of the wedding, if you guys want to go and take off, then you can, and all your family can be there, and you can have a nice breakfast in the morning.
Definitely.
Very nice. Or you could just have that house for yourself for a day.
That's right. If a couple wants a beautiful getaway, or yes, there are a lot of a week-long vacation for people.
That's right. But especially
maybe
before
in the
the wedding even coming.
Exactly. Yes. There are a lot of definitely a lot of uses and a lot of possibilities, and companies who want casual workshops.
Oh, very
yes,
good.
The owner has hosted that.
Just and retreats, because there's a lot of people, because now we work globally, so there are a lot of people who come from different places.
Yes.
And we've got a lot of people who have headquarters in Toronto.
Yes.
So that would be a really nice little treat for someone to bring someone in.
He's even had groups from Detroit, from Michigan, just come over just to have something different and enjoy their day, but still have a work environment, because there's a large TV and sound system. It's all just right there, and beautiful, comfortable sofas to sit on, as opposed to a formal executive chair, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, the outdoors are just beautiful too, so you can just kind of relax afterwards. And I think when people are more relaxed, they're a little bit more happy.
Yes, and I think more motivated to work.
Yes. Now, what is this room over here? That is a games room?
There is an actual complete game floor of games room. So it's a poker table, ping pong.
Oh, so that's perfect even if you want to do something like a Jack and Jill party, right?
That's right.
So you can do a roulette table and all that kind of stuff. Or everybody has teenagers in their family. And so that they can play their Game Boys, or I don't know, whatever they do.
That's right. And there are several private rooms, and then there are rooms where it's perfect for a teenager room, where there's 4 bunk beds, let's say, and closets and storage space all throughout. So, as you said, it could be a Jack and Jill where they stay there that evening, so they're not driving home, or it could be, as you said, family and the teenagers are enjoying the game. They have a place to hang out and do their thing. So
that is really nice.
Yes,
it's a beautiful property.
It really is. I feel blessed that I've been connected with the owner, and I can offer this as one of the services when I'm speaking to clients. So
now, Jackie, when people want to get in touch with you, I've got.
Well, I'll help you out with that.
I know
if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Thank you.
I am still a Windsor Wedding Assistant on Facebook. I am slowly approaching 2,000 likes, so people are curious. I have been doing Whimsical Events by Jackie on Wednesdays, so I have posted quite a few different themes. One day would be dresses, one day would be beach weddings,
so people
that sort of
have
thing.
A feeling of it and kind of think, you know what, because there's so many people who think, I really want a beach wedding, I really want a big wedding, and sometimes you don't know. It's almost like trying on a wedding dress. You think you want something really fitted, and then all of a sudden you get this big floofy gown and you go, oh my gosh, this is mine.
That's right. So I can be, most people do reach me on Facebook, by Windsor Wedding Assistant. However, that will be changing shortly. I've kept it that way so people can get used to
The change, so
the
all of a sudden
change.
it's not a drop-off.
Yes, and what you see on the screen right now is the page on Windsor Wedding Assistant. So everybody's really getting used to my new business name, and that was important to me. And my new website is under construction at this time. However, they still can reach me at Whimsical Events by Jackie, or they can give me a call at 519-800-8025 or 519-996-3000. Those are my business numbers.
Very nice. And do people ever ask you at wedding shows what the most creative proposal, and if you have any ideas about proposing?
I have ideas. I haven't been asked, but recently I saw on a wedding show they had homemade. What do you call those? The Chinese cookies.
That's right. The fortune cookies.
Fortune cookies. Yes, thank you. And the ring was actually put in a fortune cookie. So
that's nice.
That's just
so many different ways.
There's so many different ways, and I think it's very personal how the couples like to do it. So,
and I think we didn't cover baby showers. Baby showers are perfect for events too, because you can do so many different things with events.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So
the list goes on.
And that would be great for this house as well, right?
That's right.
I mean, they're just, oh my gosh, there's so many different possibilities.
She might have to come back to finish.
Okay, and you know what? We're going to have you back very shortly, because this is fun, and we're going to have to talk about some really different fun weddings and maybe showcase some of your events that you have, right?
That sounds great.
That would be really great. So we are here with Jackie from Whimsical Events, formerly known as Windsor Wedding Assistant, so you can contact her. Like her on our Facebook page, Windsor Wedding Assistant. I'm Betty Gudel. You're watching Betty on the Go. Have a great weekend, and be careful tonight, and put lots of salt or sand out on your walkway so people don't slip.
Thank you for having me, Betty.
Oh, you're welcome, Jackie. It was so fun.
Yes, it was.
I want to rent that house now. That's a great idea.
Yes, I know. I love it.